Hi folks, my name is Russ Amber, and I've been coaching boxing since 1979. During that time, I've worked thousands of rounds in both the amateur and the professional ranks. Over the years, I've had the privilege of seeing some of the greatest fighters of the modern era at both the professional and Olympic levels. I've had one world champion and 4 Olympians, not to mention various medals at major international events, including the World Championships. Since 1988, I've worked as an analyst for the CBC TV on all their boxing coverage, and since 1996, I've also worked on the sports network, TSN, as their exclusive boxing analyst. In June of 2000, I became president of Quebec Boxing and have been a board of directors member of the Canadian Amateur Boxing Association since. One of my most recognizable fighters that you might know is Otis Grant. Otis won the WBO middleweight title in 1997, and in November of 1998 fought the great Roy Jones. Although we didn't win the fight, seeing the quality and supreme talent of someone like Roy Jones up close gave me an increased appreciation of the fantastic talent that he is. Today we're going to take a look at the boxing basics. Although you'll often hear trainers and fighters talking about different styles and techniques, the one thing I've learned is that regardless of what era or what the fighter, there are certain techniques which are common in all the greats. It's easy to sit back and talk to you about the heavy bag, the speed bag, shadow boxing, skipping rope, the double end bag. But all these exercises are basically useless without a good, sound boxing base. In this video, we're going to show you the boxing basics that have stood the test of time and that are in the arsenal of all great fighters. Folks, as with anything, the most important and sound thing you could have is a foundation that is solid and strong. And that's the primary essence of boxing. And it's something that I've seen, regardless of the fighters you look at, going back in any era, from Sugar Ray Robinson to today's modern era, a stance and footwork is the most important thing you could have. I'd like to bring in a young guy that's going to demonstrate. David, come on in here. We just want to show you and start off with your basic boxing stance. Now, David, if you take your stance, please. One of the primary things we like to look at, that I like to have, and this is something that a lot of coaches might not see this right away, but I think I've broken it down in a way that makes it understandable to most people. I like to have the front foot placed in front of the head, which means if you were to take a string and drop it down from the fighter's head, his foot is going to be ahead of his head, and that's very, very important. I don't like a fighter either to have a soft front knee. I like it to be firm, but without being locked, because that's his shock absorption. That's where he's going to be able to push into the ground and be able to apply his weight when he wants to throw a good solid right hand or jab, which is the next thing we'll be working on, but get that base down good. The other thing we want is to have him keep that back heel up. Keeping that back heel up puts the weight a little bit on the front foot, on the ball of the foot, where he's going to be able to move. David, if I turn you around a little bit, just face me to this side here. One of the things I want to show you, and I'll use these sticks as an example, and this again becomes structural foundation which must exist. If you don't have this, it will not happen for you. All the exercise and stuff you'll do, you'll find yourself getting hit with shots. You'll find that your defense won't work as well if these things are not in place. And what I'd like to show you here is if we take a stick here, and David, you just bend a little forward. If we take a stick and line him up this way, actually, David, you know what? Turn around the other way. Face me here. Okay. If I take this stick here and line him up, you'll notice that the heel comes in perfect line all the way right up until his head, offering a nice line of his body all the way forward. This one acts as the support and crosses right there. This actual stance is a firm foundation right here. This is what you see, and this is where it crosses, and this is the line that the body takes. From that position, David is going to be able to either slide forward to me or slide back. He'll be able to move his body any way he wants without much of a problem, being able to avoid any punches. Also, the key is he's going to be able to execute his punches without putting himself in any danger. He'll be able to optimize his range by using that front foot as his measuring stick. This is very, very important. This base here, and you take a look at any of the great fighters in the past, and you will notice, and regardless of the style they used to get into that position, when they throw it, that is the position they're in. And I think the one example you can use on that is if you looked at a young Muhammad Ali, even in his prime, even when moving, if you freeze frame his shot when he throws the jab, you'll notice that the front foot is in front of him, and when that jab comes out, it lands perfectly before bringing it back. That is the basic boxing stance, and that's the one I like to set my fighters up with. Once you got that, you can build anything from there. Okay, well, you saw the stance, and that's the most important thing. Now, from the stance, you've got to be able to move. And that, of course, is another vital point of boxing. Dave, if you can get back into the stance again, please. Now, right there, again, remember the front foot's in front of you, the back foot, the heel is left, is up high, providing for good position to move from. From there, this is basic, simple stuff that you've probably seen elsewhere. You want to move to the left? You want to move forward? What foot do you move first, Dave? The forward. You want to move back? What foot do you move first? The back foot. You want to move to the left? What foot do you move first? The left one. You want to move to the right? What foot do you... Good. Now from there, the trick to doing all that is to put it all together. What I try to tell my fighters to do is to put it together in rhythmic fashion. We tell them to rhythm. And here's the key to rhythming. Let's say it's going backwards and I'm the opponent and I'm pressuring David and I'm pushing David back and I want David to go backwards. He rhythm. Now he comes forward and I want him to rhythm pressure on me. He goes to the right. I want him to rhythm pressure. He goes to there. Now, if you notice, the one thing that he does in that is regardless of in which direction he goes, the second foot he moves kind of drags. You move this way, the front foot drags. You move forward, the back foot drags. You move to the left, to the right, the left foot drags. You move to the right foot drags. That's a key thing. That keeps you in as close a contact with the ground as possible. And what you're also doing at that point is you're not doing this stepping stuff. When you do the stepping stuff, what happens is you're actually transferring your weight back and forth. Because how could you be keeping your weight on the front foot if you're actually having to lift it to walk? Do that. That's not good. Staying off your front heel. Can't do that. You got to stay on the ball of your foot. So always try to keep it rhythmic. Always try to keep it moving. Dave, move with me a little bit here. Good. David will apply pressure to me. I'll apply pressure to him. We'll move back. He's always maintaining his optimal range with me. He'll slide off. He'll move back. This way he'll be able to bounce away if he has to. If the opponent attacks quickly, he'll be able to just bounce away. He'll be able to come right out of the bounce, right back into his rhythm. Dave, if you come in, you bounce away, and then right back into your rhythm. That's it. And into your rhythm, good, and bounce. That's right. That'll keep him away. Being able to execute that is going to work perfectly when we try to build the foundation for offense and defense. And right off of that, we can start working the left jab. So from there, if David's in his boxing position, what we want to do to throw the left jab, providing that the base is perfect as we spoke of. The front foot is in front where it's supposed to be, ahead of his head. The back heel is up. From there, a slight rotation of the arm and flipping the shoulder over will land a left jab. Now you'll hear a lot of coaches turning around and throwing a jab and say, throw it from your elbow, throw it from your elbow, snap it from your elbow. If you want to guarantee to hyperextend your elbow, that's what you'll do. You will certainly hurt yourself doing that. The elbow is certainly not involved in throwing the punch other than to rotate it. That's about it. The punch comes from the shoulder. And the only way it can come out good is if you have the good base. Now David's got the good base right here. If he throws out the jab, it lands perfectly. Throw it out again, lands perfectly. It comes from the shoulder, right from there, and it comes out. Now just to show you that he's not using the elbow, if I was to stick his hand further out in front of him, watch that it's only the shoulder which snaps and turns. There's no movement in the elbow. And the reason he's able to do that, and even if I was to move my hand, he doesn't lose his balance because he's got the foot in front of his head. Therefore, he's not falling over. Again, do it again, bang, out it comes. Now, I get David to move because we got that footwork happening, bang, and he snaps it out. He rhythms again, bang, he snaps it out. Again, everything is coming from the shoulder. There it is. Now he'll rhythm away, and he can still pop. He'll rhythm away, and he'll still pop. Now watch something here. Look how far he is from me, and he's still able to land the jab. Why? Because he has the left foot in front of him. This is the key right here. He would not be able to do this if that foot was under him. He'd have to step in. And in order, if he stepped in with the punch, step in when you throw the jab, that's what happens. He steps in again, that's what happens. But if he keeps his stance good, keeps the weight on the front of his foot and fires it out, look where he's able to hit me from without ever getting the left jab back. So that is a very, very important thing. Remember, with the jab, throw it from the shoulder. Don't throw it from the elbow. Throw it from the shoulder. Pop it out there. Keep your chin down. Keep your chin hidden behind the shoulder when you do throw it. The elbow plays very little part in the punch, except maybe for adjusting distance. If the guy's closer, you might hit him here. But basically, aside for adjusting for distance, It has no play, no impact. There should be no power. If you're hurting your elbow when you're throwing the jab, you're throwing it wrong. So throw it out there, bring it back, fire it back out, bang, there it is, nice and straight down the middle. You're looking down the sights when you're throwing it. Just look down the sight when you're throwing it. The chin is nice and protected so that when it does come up, should someone slip in and try to throw the right hand over the top, it's protected behind the shoulder. Very, very important to remember when you're setting up the left jab. To the body is pretty much the same thing as well. He can throw, no, the jab. He can throw the jab to the body and then right back up to the head, to the body and to the head. And that's very sound, keen left jab that finds the target time and time again. And that's going to set up everything else you've got coming after that in any of the combinations you throw. Most of the time, the punch that you're going to throw right after that is going to be the right hand in the famous old 1-2. And there's the right hand. Now, hold it, throw it again, David, and hold it here. Again, the elbow plays little or no role in the punch other than to provide the distance. The punch comes from the shoulder. Bring it back. Here's the jab out. Let the jab come out. Now watch David as he does it slowly and he starts to turn. Watch how he hesitates before throwing. No, do it again. Put the jab here. Put the jab here. There you go. Now watch him as he starts to turn the body first before the right hand comes out. Then the right hand will come out. Bring it back and again. Turn the body first. There. And again. There. And again. Boom. That's why he's getting the hip into the punch. That's why he's getting the shoulder into the punch. That's what gives the punch the power. Too many people think that they've just got to throw the shot straight out. That's wrong. That's not what you want to do. You want to get that body turning. Again, I'll show you how that's true by having him place his hands out here and just turning his body. Bang. The power comes not from the elbow. The power comes from the rotation of the body. Watch any of the greats. Watch Joe Louis knock somebody out. Watch Roy Jones knock somebody out. It all comes from just rotating the shot over. That's the key. And right there is how you do it. Now, if your hand is already here, that's fine. The elbow will adjust for the distance, but it's the body that turns first before it lands. Do it again, David. Boom. There it is. Boom. There it is. Boom. Right there. Now to the body, same thing. Boom. Bend the front knee a little bit when you come down. There it is. And again. Boom. Boom. And back to the head. Boom. That's the way you throw the right hand to the body. Following up on the right hand to the body, or the right hand to the head, is the famous number 3 of the famous 1-2-3. And that's the left hook. Left hook is a little more intricate and a little more difficult to throw. But again, people often make the mistake of just not getting the basics down properly on it. We got the base set up. We know the base is good. We've got the jab set up. We know that's good. David turns to throw the right hand. We know we've got that good. Now, as David comes around with the left hook, he will turn. That's the key right there. He's flipped his shoulder over. Chin should be tucked in a little bit more. What he's done is he's let the body come ahead of the punch. What I like to tell the fighters is to never pass the line of center. David, take your position and take the stance facing this way, please. What I'd like to show you here is if he throws a 1-2-3, 1-2-3, right? Hold the 3 here. Boom. Now, right here, David does not pass the center line, which is the key, yet his body is way ahead of the punch. Again, that's where you get the power. The punch must come from behind the body. That is the key. We'll show you again in an exaggerated fashion. If David's hand was already out here, turn your body, and again, bring it back. Just turn the body. Boom. It's the body that travels. It's not the arm. It's not the elbow. It's the body that travels. So if you take it in a normal stance and throw a 1-2-3, boom, there's the hook comes around. Boom, there's the hook that comes around. Boom, he comes around. The key to that is getting the body ahead. When you see guys talking about getting the hip, talking about turning your hips into the punch, that's exactly what they mean. But the timing has to be right on that. There has to be the rotation of the weight at the bottom, which is pretty easy. When you've got the stance down good, that comes out pretty easy. You want to throw the 1, 2, now the 3 is coming. We already know that on the 2 you've turned the body. Now this is starting to turn around way early before the punch even happens. When it does, that's when the hook will follow. It's almost like an elastic effect. This creates almost a whiplash effect. Again, I'll exaggerate the motion. If David's hand is there and I hold it back and I create tension here, as soon as I let that go, boom, the hook will come around. The body's turned, it's torquing, 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 boom. The hook will follow. And that's where you get the torque and the power. And that's a very, very important punch. And the key to that, and why it's so important, the left hook, not only is it a powerful shot, but as a right-hander, you always want to try to finish your combinations with the left hand. throwing just a simple 1-2, you can get away with a couple of times, but if you get in with a real good fighter and you throw a 1-2, he rolls off that right hand, fires his own right hand back, you can be very susceptible to getting nailed with a good counter shot. A lot of great fighters won't counter off of the jab. They'll wait for you to throw your power shot, which is the right hand, and then counter. So that's why I always tell my fighters, finish with your left hand, whether it's a jab or a left hook. Usually a left hook is good because then you've set them up really darn good and you're able to knock him over with the left hook. And if he does try to come back with a right hand, you should beat him to it because your shot should have got there first. If you wait and you hesitate, his right hand will beat you to the punch. So don't hesitate when throwing the left hook. Commit yourself to it. Let the first 2 punches set it up so the first 2 are quick and then the left hook will follow. The first 2 are quick, boom, the left hook will follow. The first 2 are quick, left hook will follow. That's the shot I like my fighters to use when throwing a 1-2-3. My bread and butter punch, though, the one that I love the most, is the left hook to the body, and that's Dave's favorite punch. That's the one he likes to use. So we often use the left hook to the head to actually set up the left hook to the body. The only difference, now some people call it an uppercut or upper hook. I mean, it's a left hook to the body because it is the left hand, it's the lead hand, and it does come from, it is a hook that you throw with the left hand, you only throw it to the body. Some people think about throwing it around. I don't particularly like to throw the left hook around. I prefer to throw kind of a halfway shot under and get it into the liver. That's probably the best way to throw it. The one thing you want to do with that is, again, the good base obviously is the most important. You want to set it up with the jab and the right hand. That sets it up. Now right there, what you saw there is David turned, when he threw the right hand, he turns his body knowing that he wants to set up the left hook to the body. That was the key. That's the place where he wants to land the shot. So as soon as he brings that right hand there, he's setting it up so that he can come around and dig that shot up underneath. And do it again, right hand, and boom. And that's where he wants to fire it, is right under the elbow. You'll notice again how the body, again, throw the right hand and then the left hook to the body. Now, right there, okay, hold it there, throw it to the body. Right there, again, he's letting his body get ahead of the punch. That's where the power comes in from. By doing that, this acts as an elastic again. He torques his body, torque the body, boom, the shot will land right under the liver. What I like to do with David, one of the favorite punches we throw, is the 1-2-3 to the head, but this is only a setup to land that one. Get the guy thinking you're coming to the head, boom, 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 bang, bringing him underneath. That's the shot I like. Again, he comes 1-2-3 to the head, boom, into the body. 1-2-3 to the head, boom, into the body. That's a good shot. Another one is bringing, after the left hook to the body, is bringing it up underneath, because a lot of times guys think that the shot down there finishes, or you're going to come up on the side with another shot to the head. So what I like David do, throw this, and that, right up in between. So you want to dig it under here, and then bring it right up in between the gloves, because he thinks it's coming around. So you throw it, 1-2, boom, hit him here with that, and then bring it right up underneath. That's a good, clean shot that'll often score points for you. You'll be surprised the damage it'll do and the surprise it'll have on your opponent. So that's a good shot that I like Dave to throw. So again, if we just summarize on the left hook to the body, we set it all up. Now there, the rotation is the key. Even after David throws the left hook to the head, watch how when he brings it back, watch him rotate the body to get the torque necessary to throw the left hook to the body. That's the key shot. Stay with that one and you'll like that punch. From there, we'll move on to the uppercut. And the right uppercut, again, is another deadly punch which, when used effectively, will score a lot of points and cause a lot of damage to somebody who's primarily a low fighter, who likes to come inside, likes to bury his head on you. You want to use that uppercut as much as you can. You obviously, of course, have to be careful of his left hook, but we want to look at the uppercut as a primarily offensive weapon that you could use against a smaller, stocky guy who's putting the pressure on you. David, if you're boxing a guy and you're popping him with the jab, keeping your legs nice and wide, and you're moving away from the guy, moving away, and he comes in, boom, there's the shot. Set him up, time him, turn it under. Now, if we take a look at this again here, again, I want you to notice, watch when David throws it, throw it slow now. Right there, the body, again, turn. The body is ahead of the shot. Again, I'm resisting his arm. David's arm wants to go, it's torqued, boom, as soon as I let him go, the uppercut goes. That, again, is the key. So you see, whether it's a left hook to the body or a right hand or whatever, the key is you got to get the body there first. We'll do it again. Setting him up, popping it. Come here, David, stay here. Popping him. Now watch it. He sets it up, boom, brings it up underneath. Bring it, and boom, brings it up underneath. You don't want to try to reach for the fighter either. That's the important thing as well with the uppercut. You don't want to try to hit him when he's out there. You certainly want to make sure that he's good and close enough that you nail him near chest range, boom, right there. Another thing I'd like to show you here, which I don't think coaches show enough, is that when you throw the uppercut, obviously you've got to bend your body this way if you really want the shot to come underneath. Well, by doing so, what you've done then is you have put your shoulder in line with the head of the opponent. So therefore, the right uppercut has to travel along that line as well. So basically, you're aiming the shot almost at your own left shoulder. So if you have tilted yourself into position where you want to be, then by turning that uppercut underneath, it's going to line up directly with your own shoulder. And that's very important. You get that shot coming off right underneath, and then you're able to spin your opponent off from there, follow it up with the left hook, which will work very effectively. Do it here, David, turn around. You set him up, boom, and now the left hook follows again. And that's a natural sequence of punches, is the left hook, uppercut, the uppercut left hook combination is a natural sequence. Set him up, set the smaller guy up, set him up, under, and hook around. Works very well. The rotation is excellent, and it's a natural transition. Do it again. It's natural transition. He goes under and hooks around. Very, very good shot to throw is the uppercut. Now that we've looked at those punches, obviously we've got to look at the defense against those punches. So if we go back to the very beginning, let's take a look again. We have the stance, and the first thing we spoke about was the jab. So the jab, we know how to throw it. Boom, boom. How do you defend against the jab? There's two ways to defend against it. You can either block it or you can slip it. A lot of times fighters will think that, well, slipping punches, you got to see it, you have to have this magical timing. It's not about magical timing. It's about being in the right place and knowing where your distance is. Having this kind of a footwork, having this kind of a stance offers you the opportunity to do that. With that move, I'm going to be able to show you how David, using his waist and only moving from his belly button, is able to move his body any way he wants to be able to set up and throw the punches and always maintain a safe distance from me. He can move in, thinking he's giving me the target. I throw a punch, moves away, he's able to fire back. That's very, very important. Don't think when you see fighters slipping shots, moving, slip, 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 don't think they're doing anything magical or something that you can't do. That's not the case. What the ability that they have to do is that they know the range that they're in, and they know that by standing here, and when David throws a punch at me, I just have to do this, and I've made him miss because I know that's where his extension is. That's why I'll be able to slip the punch. So one of the ways David can slip the punch is to give me his head and then take it away, and he has slipped the jab. So I throw it, boom, he slips it. Boom, he slips it. Boom, he goes back. He goes off to the side. He goes to the other side. All this is because he knows the range he's in. The other way, of course, is the traditional blocking of the jab. That's something that we practice with the fighters all the time, especially the beginners when they come in, is you get two guys in the ring together and you get them to practice this. Bang. And there's the blocking of the jab. All it is from this point, from your boxing position, it's just basically turning your hand, catching the shot, sort of semi-deflecting it over your shoulder, and then popping your own jab back. That's the defense and counter punch against the left jab. We'll do it again. If I throw the jab at David, boom, he throws back. Now this should happen instantaneously where I go. Very, very important again. Instant reaction. Reaction, reaction. Again, David is waiting. He's got his hand open. He's going to deflect the shot over his shoulder. Bang. 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 And that's the way you defend against the left jab. Now what we want to take a look at is the defense against the right hand. Again, not very difficult, and the key here again has to be your positioning. That's why the base, which I stressed at the very beginning of this video, was so important. That foundation and that base and your stance and footwork is so vitally important. And if you get a chance to practice that time and time again, you'll notice how by doing that, how much improvement you'll see in your offense and naturally will automatically come in your defense. Make sure, again, just to recap, feet nice and wide, move your waist from your belly button, and that'll give you your good range and good balance. So we go to the defense against the right hand. We already looked at throwing the right hand, which is like that. And David turns the body first. Bang, the right hand comes out, comes straight into it. Don't turn your head. Comes straight down the middle. And that's what we want to see. Now, what about the defense against that? Take your position. There's two ways, again, you can do it. Or three ways, actually. The one is the slip of the right hand. And the slip, again, reverts back to what I was saying initially. Good base, and use your belly button here. David, use your motion, boom. This is where the right hand, David will be able to slip the shot, no, the other way. He'll be able to slip, or he'll be able to lean back from it. Boom. Now, a lot of times guys will tell you don't lean back from the right hand. Maybe, but if your range is good and you know what you're doing, it's not all that bad and it's not all that dangerous to do. Again, do it again. It's actually could be quite effective because David now wants me to throw the right hand at him. He's waiting for me to throw the right hand so that when I do, he can fire right back. So he basically baits me in and then fires it right back. Another safety defense is the simple block, which would be David catching the shot right on his arm when the right hand comes out. There'll be a slight rotation. I throw it. He just turns around and blocks it. Again, that sets up another possibility for him to counter with his own right hand or uppercut. Throwing it, boom, and then the uppercut could come back. He throws it, bang, could come back, or it could be a straight long-range right hand, a long-range right hand. Boom, bang, right here. Boom, bang, right there. Boom, bang. Again, right hand counter against the right hand punch, but that's the defense, and that's very good. The third way of doing it is a long-range parry. David, put your hands up, using your hands. I tell my fighters, use your hands. They're not only there to hold the gloves on, you've got to use them to measure. And one of the things you can do with this is to catch the right hand with your own left. Boom, right there. Just catch it, turn it off. Throw your right hand at me, David. Boom, just turn them out there. Turn them out there. Use your hands, turn them out there. Turn it out, send it out. Do it slowly. Catch it here. I want to catch it and turn them out. That's a parry. That you'll use from long range. An effective punch because it could get you a chance to create an opening where you're able to land a shot against your opponent when he unsuspectfully sees that you've thrown his hand away from him. Again, throw the right hand, David. Boom. And then I can just pop David with a shot I need to pop him with. But that's primarily used from long range if you're lucky enough to sucker the guy into throwing the right hand. From there, the left hook. Okay. Again, another difficult shot to block, but very effective when you use good defense and have good range. That catches, that catches, that catches, and this goes under. And it goes under, it blocks, and it goes under. No, block it, and under. Block it, and under. Block it, and under. Very effective again. You'll notice, though, the base of David doesn't change too much when he's doing that. The body is split in two. You've got your legs, which can work independently of the upper, and you've got the upper, which can work independently of the legs. So when blocking against the left hook, it's easy to just catch the shot because this is the position you're in anyways. You catch the shot, and you can just roll under it after that. You can catch the shot, roll under it. You can catch the shot, roll under it. Very effective. Another way of doing it is from long range. If, say, you're working with a guy behind the jab and the guy blocks your jab and throws a left hook, it's just simple to just catch the shot, boom. And then you can roll under it just in case he's going to double up on the hook. So it could be a case of bang, under, bang, under. Very safe to block that left hook. I don't think you have to worry about that, especially when it's against a guy who's reputed to have the left hook. You're pretty safe on just keeping that right hand high and taking away any chance of the left hook, of the guy landing the left hook. Same thing to the body. Bring it up underneath, roll under. Boom, and under. Boom, under. Up to the head. Now he catches it to the body. Bang. To the head, he blocks it. Boom, and catches it to the body. To the head, and boom, he catches it to the body. That'll be your primary defense against the left hook. From there, we've got the defense against the uppercut. The defense against the uppercut is a little trickier because often the uppercut is used when you're on the inside. And when you're on the inside, sometimes you get hit with shots you don't expect to get hit with. Right here, if David's on the inside, he's going to try to line me up with that uppercut to my chin. Now what I want to do is I want to catch him. I'm like this on the inside, throw the uppercut. I want to try to catch that shot right underneath. Boom, I want to catch it right there. Boom, and I'm going to use my own right hand to block his. Sometimes I can catch him with the left if I want to as well. It's a little more difficult. No, you throw your right one. There, bring it up underneath, boom. That's a little more difficult, but it's not dangerous because it actually, you throw the uppercut, you're stopping the hand that he can hit you with. So you're not exposing yourself to this side. So if you're on the inside working and guys are hitting you, boom, boom, and then he throws that uppercut on you, bang, you can catch that. You can catch that right there and then come over with your own left hook. Or you can catch with the right hand and bring the left hook around. that's a good counter punch against the right uppercut on the inside. Those are key shots, especially when you're on the inside. When you're on the outside, first of all, it's very rare someone will throw the right uppercut. Second of all, if you get hit with it, you deserve to get hit with it, because nobody should get hit with a right uppercut when you're on the outside. It's primarily when you're on the inside, and that's when you got to make sure that you're base and you're tucked up and you're solid and you can pick those shots off good. So to recap all this, you learn the punches, you've learned the basics. Again, I want to stress how important it is for you to have your stance. That's very, very, very important. I can't stress that enough. And to have your rhythmic movement when you're moving. That's vital. Again, your upper body should be independent. You want to be able to move, roll, use that whole range. David, take your position here. Use that whole range now. Drop your hands a second. Watch the range that David has. Warm up doing this. Use this whole area. This is your whole range of defense. Keep going, David. This is your whole circumference and radius that you can use to protect yourself in. That's the area where you'll know how far you are away from your opponent, and you'll be able to keep him at bay by you slipping, moving your head, and yet you really don't have to compromise your stance or your feet, so you're able to throw good shots whenever you want to. So that's vital as well. Then we looked at the punches, the basic punches, the jabs, the right hands, left hook to the head, left hook to the body, and the uppercut, the 5 basic punches of boxing, and the right hand to the body as well. The defense, again, is pretty much basic and simple from your boxing stance. To review it again, the jab, he blocks the jab. There's the jab. Just block it. Boom, 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 boom. Throws the jab at me. Throw jab at me. Boom, boom, boom. We can also have him where you can slip the shot, throw the jab, boom, and you move, boom, and you move, boom, and you move. Slip to the outside, slip to the outside, slip to the outside, slip to the outside. Very basic. Again, those pulls are not going to be, you're not going to be able to do that if you don't know your range. So that's why I said go back again. Know where your range is, know where he is, so that when you throw the shot, boom, you know right where you are, and you can come over with your own counter punches. So that was the defense against the left jab. Against the right hand, again, we just had the block, the block, the block. Now the slip, the slip, the slip, the slip, the slip. Again, very basic. Left hook, same thing. Boom, the block, now under, whoop, the block, and under, the block, and under, the block, and under. The right hand to the body was another one. You throw the right hand to the body, boom, just catch it on the elbow. Boom, catch it on the elbow, catch it on the elbow. Or the parry, Just turn it around, knock him off balance a little bit by doing that, or just catch it on the elbow. He throws it, boom, you catch it on the elbow. And then finally was the uppercut. We're on the inside, like we said, that's very dangerous. So you want to just make sure you just try to catch him right there. A nice short block. Don't overexpose yourself, because if you overexpose yourself, you could get hit with the left hook coming around. So again, underneath, whoop, just block it, quick, counter him, whoop, bang, counter him, whoop, bang, counter him. And that's basically your offense and defense of the 5 basic punches in boxing. Folks, thanks for joining us. I hope you've really taken something from this video. I can't stress enough how important the stance and the base and foundation is for all of this. Now, once you've got that, all the equipment that you see in a boxing gym or all the things you might have in your home, now you're going to be able to use them and use them effectively because you've got a technique and a base to use them with. It makes no sense just to go around pounding that heavy bag and not know what you're doing. Now you know how to stand, you know how to be in front of the bag, just like it was a real opponent. Just work it the same way. Use that stance, use that range of motion, pop that jab, work the shots from a good solid base. I hope you've taken something from this video, and for any more videos, please go to titleboxing.com, take a look, and there's a whole bunch more that's going to make your boxing experience that much better. Train hard, keep your hands up.
Title Boxing's got you covered with 16 action-packed videos to get you in the best condition of your life. Boxing and conditioning experts Danny Campbell, Michael Rutherford, Jeff Finnick, and Russ Anber put you through the paces to show you everything you need to know to improve your speed, strength, agility, and stamina. How to wrap hands, hitting the heavy bag, medicine ball, obtaining the edge of speed, interval training, punching at angles, advanced techniques, explosive speed and power, mastering the basics, punchnet secrets, getting bigger and stronger, dynamic speed and thrust, counter punching, working the corner, defensive skills and drills, body punching, and more. Get only the ones you want or get maximum impact with the entire series. Get the secrets of over 80 years of combined boxing and physical training experience in one action-packed video series. Where do you get it? Exclusively at TitleBoxing.com. TitleBoxing.com. If we don't have it, you don't need it.